So here we are, 1,000 subs, almost 2 years on YouTube, and a bunch of mildly autistic videos later. It's been a blast throughout this year, and I can't wait to continue this in the new year. And to celebrate, I'm going to be talking about my favourite games. Obviously, this is a very personal list, so I'd love to hear what your favourite games are in the comments down below. Either way, let's go! The Mega Man series has really shot up amongst my favourites in the recent years, with many of the classic series being amongst my favourite games on their respective systems, and the X series, well the first half at least anyway, added on even more. Yeah, I'd only recommend getting the first X collection. X5 to 8 are bad, X1 to 3 are pretty good, and X4 is amazing. X himself controls like he always does, but even smoother, and he's a total blast to play as, especially with the best armor upgrades in the series. It is a lot of fun nuking stuff with the ultimate armor throughout the best stages and boss fights in the series, especially when you have less backtracking than before, thank god. But what makes this game my favourite in the series is Zero. Slicing my way through the levels is absolutely unreal, and my preferred choice of the two. I just hope if there is an X9, it continues this quality. Never thought I'd get into Tetris this much. But I've lost count of how many times one more game has turned into several. You know the deal, you clear lines and they send trash blocks to other players. Thing is, there's 98 of them, so yeah, it's a massive battle for survival. There is a lot of luck involved, however, as sometimes you get eliminated very early on because so many people are attacking you, and sometimes you'll do alright. But the further you last, the faster the blocks fall down, and the more intense it gets, and you'll really notice it in the last 10, or as I like to call it, heart attack time. I know some games like to have stories to play with your emotions, but no game has ever played with my emotions as much as this one has. But the feeling you do get when you do win is amazing. Also, that music, absolutely banging. Not sure if it's funny or sad, that what started out as a Sonic fan game beat out every single Sonic game, though this was the fastest a game ever shot up to my favourites. Whilst the story wasn't all that great, being a bit anticlimactic at the end, and inconsistent with its tone. Oh, that's so cute. Holy! The gameplay more than made up for it. It combines high speeds and platforming, and the levels really take advantage of that, as well as each of the characters' unique abilities. As well as having alternate routes galore, and ending with some of the best bosses I've ever fought in a video game. It's actually one of only 2 games where there isn't one level I dislike. And whilst you're enjoying all of that, you can enjoy some of the best stage and boss music I've ever heard. This game was very close to being my favourite indie game, but Celeste is quite simply put, a dream indie game. The game may look very basic, and yeah, it kind of is, but what makes this game so enjoyable for me was the borderline perfect level designs. It always felt incredibly rewarding to make progress, especially because this game is absolutely brutal, by far the hardest game I've ever played. Even on the opening level, I've died like 50 times, but it never got to the point of frustrating. Well, except for Chapter 9, because that stage can die in a fire, because it always felt like you were making progress. Another aspect this game handled well was with depression. That really struck a chord with me, and even the challenging level design worked with that, symbolizing to me at least, yes, it's hard to fight through, but it's completely worth it. So yeah, this is easily my favourite indie game, and unless you count a later entry, it's also my favourite 2D platformer. The Nintendo Wii really was something special, and even 13 years on, it's still my favourite console. It would be the Switch if it wasn't for the damn wrestling online, but anyway. So yeah, I gotta put my favourite Wii game on here, which is because this game has virtually everything you'd want in a 3D Mario game. Tons of fun levels to run around in, which probably have the most variety in the series, virtually perfect controls, and one heck of a soundtrack. Almost every level has something new to offer, whether it's a fresh gimmick, using one of the power-ups, or even better, the return of Yoshi, which added another layer of gameplay, and it was so much fun to use. I honestly wish he was in more levels. The original Galaxy was also amazing, and to be fair, this game didn't add that much new, but what it did add, plus the improved level design, easily made it my favourite of the two, and it's the Wii game I come back to the most. only a year old, and it's already the most successful fighting game ever, and it's for damn good reason. Every character got to return, and more are still on the way, so there's plenty of fighters you can have a blast with. Someone's got your playstyle. Oh yeah, and these are easily the best fighting mechanics in the series. It feels like a mix of the technicality of Wii U's and the speed of Melee, and it works amazingly. The stage selection here is also unreal, and if there's any you don't like because of their gimmicks, you can play on their Battle Ladder Megaforms as well. And I know it's a common theme here, but that soundtrack is ridiculous. How'd all of that get crammed into one cartridge? And sure, whilst the single player mode was garbage, the main highlight here was the online multiplayer. It was a blast playing with others. Well, at least when that 18 quid a year is worth it. Goodness knows how they're going to continue Smash after this. Being honest, I was never the biggest fan of the Mario Kart series, but that all changed in 2014 when Mario Kart 8 first came out. So obviously, this spot's going to the Deluxe port. I mean, this game's the best in virtually every way. The Nitro tracks are easily the best they have ever been, with 4 of them in my top 10 tracks in general. They all have insane visuals, amazing music, play incredibly well, and make amazing use of this game's new feature, the anti-gravity, completely changing how the tracks are now designed. And heck, even some of the retro tracks got some insane benefits of newer games mechanics. I mean, just look at the likes of Ribbon Road and Cheeseland. Also, I love the addition of 200cc, completely changing how you approach these tracks. Yeah, these tracks clearly weren't designed with 200cc in mind, because if you don't know how to brake, well, expect a lot of... Not only that, Nintendo actually gave a damn about battle mode this time, with every battle mode being a lot of fun, and you got some really cool arenas. I mean, you got Splatoon 1, I'm sold. And all of this even applies online, which for the Switch is bloody impressive. Easily my favourite racing game. You may be wondering why this isn't number 1, and it's quite simple. The lack of updates has really hurt this game, but that doesn't change how much fun this game is, not to mention how important it is to me. It got me through the disaster of uni, and it's why I decided to start up YouTube. So yeah, this game's changed my life. The turf wars are insanely fun with all those amazing maps, especially those shifty stations. You offer me a chance to play on one of their best mods and I'm straight there, mate. There was also the other modes like the various rank battles, which are tons of fun, well outside of rank mode at least. Salmon Run being one of the most creative game modes out there and very satisfying to beat, and one of the best single player campaigns I've ever played. It was an absolutely insane feeling 1000%ing that. The memories I have with this game are for life, but number 1 has got some more updates on the way. There's 2 main reasons why I love this game so much. The first being the physics. They're the best I've ever seen in a video game. I've had loads of fun just chucking Mario around as he controls that well. It feels so satisfying getting places. And the level designs really took advantage of that, whether with normal Mario or all of the new captures, which, again, the levels really took advantage of. Remember when I said Freedom Planet was one of 2 games where there wasn't a single level I disliked? Well, Odyssey's the other one. And then there's the other reason, the replayability. As there's countless amounts of ways to beat the game. You can either go for the boss in each kingdom, or you can take a completely new path, making each playthrough an absolute blast. I've 100%ed this game 4 times. Actually, do I need to say anything more than that? Oh, lovely. Come on. How's that fair? Wow, that's amazing. Ever since the first trailer came out in February, I freaking loved this game. Basically, you know all the things you wanted in the original? Well, some of it's actually here now. And with that, even more creative levels can be made. And these levels can far outshine anything I've seen in a 2D Mario game from Nintendo. Especially because every single game's style's controls are spot on. So if you die, it depends on the level. Yeah, there's some trash out there, but I usually find most of my favourite levels from either my streams or hot courses. Sure, the online mode, but with how many levels we've got, plus how many are on the way, this is a game I'm surely going to be playing for a long time to come. And that is why I've come to the conclusion that this is my favourite game. Thanks once again for 1k subs, guys, and I hope you have an amazing 2020. See you next year.